Hello and welcome to part 2 of the Battle of Falkirk from the Men of Iron game. Okay, so from the last video I want to mention two things. First of all, I did read about remember we had the Anthony Beck there, who was alone there, English leader. When his unit got eliminated by the Scottish bows, he actually relocates to the nearest unit in his command. So I have moved him here. So yeah, he's lucky to be alive actually, and he's fine. The other thing that I haven't really found any answer for is, I mentioned the Scots activation last time. I'm not really sure if I'm playing it correctly, that I'm only activating the Scots when the English is not successful with a continuation roll, and then they activate. So I will still use that. But I was thinking about another thing, and that's which I completely actually ignored in the last video, and that's the the out of command effects. Really, the scenario note says when the Scots activate, all units activate, right? But like there's no, at least what I have found, there's no, you don't have to assign a leader to activate, just everyone activates. I think that goes for the leaders also then, because otherwise, I mean, let's say the last time, we had the battle here and we have a battle here, and let's say I would have activated this guy. It's only have a command rating of 2. So, should I activate this guy now and assign that leader to activation? All this should be, or would be, out of command then. And I think that's a bit strange, to be honest. So I'm not really sure about that. Also, on the English side, let's say when Beck was activated, his units would actually been out of command previously, when he was up here fighting with the Scottish. So this has been actually out of command, but there's no serious effects regarding the out of command in this game. Well, you cannot move adjacent to an enemy, but I mean these guys are so far away, so it's cool. So just a note again, I will actually ignore that for the Scottish side, the out of command things, because basically as soon as the English fails a continuation roll, all of the Scots are activated, including the leaders. So I think then we are ready to move on to the next activation, and it's the English turn. They get the free activation now. And it was close to a disaster, or actually it is already a minor disaster here for the English. They have already 14 flight points because they have lost so many men at arms. Actually, I think I read something about this battle before I started this game, and I think this is actually pretty much what did happen historically. They did some crazy assaults, or charges more of, towards the Scottish Skiltrons here, and really got their noses bloodied, so to speak. So maybe this actually reflects what they did. So then they did pull back and waited for the infantry, and that's exactly where we are at now. So I will certainly not be that aggressive with my mounted men-at-arms, for the English side at least, because they're really expensive to lose, and now we don't have that many left. I think it's 5, 3 of the kings and 2 more here. So remember also last turn the Earl of Lincoln did actually become a casualty. So next time I activate that a battle or command, each replacement leader will come into play, and it's a slightly not that good of a guy, but I think I'm actually activating that command right now. So what to do here? I want to protect my flanks against these aggressive Scottish men-at-arms. But I also want to begin to fire away against the Skiltrons and also engage his bowman there. So, and since actually the men-at-arms cannot charge or even battle over the burn, I think could be a good idea to keep on this side with the archers this turn. Maybe get away some shots against him if it's possible. I have 5 movement points. Let's see how far we can reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I can get a 3 hex shot against his archers there. Is it really worth that? 1, 2, 3. Okay, actually we could actually get 2 archers into position. I think I'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to handle these guys first before I take on the Skiltrons. And I think these guys could actually go across. So 1, no, he was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have a nice line of archers in place here now. Not reaching his Skiltron yet, but anyway. Then we have our pikemen. I will move some over there to get some flanking, to secure the flanks for the archers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they are marching here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get over the burn with these guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay, these cannot reach over yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter. Let's put it in here. Okay. And yeah, so now we get also our leader back. So let's put him with there. Okay. And I forgot again, I have actually need to fire before I start moving the next guy. So, but anyway, I will not move back these now. I will just fire out here. So this guy went first. He fires at that guy who cannot actually return fire because he is facing the wrong way there. But it's a range of 3 hexes, meaning I will get a -1. Otherwise, I don't think I have any modifiers at all. So let's roll with a -1. That's a 4, and that's no effect. Then We got the second guy in position. He's also 3 hexes away. It's the same thing there. And he rolled a 4, so it's also no effect. Okay, and that ends actually the English activation here. And we will try to continue. And this time I think we have 2 good options. The Bishop of Durham could move his guys up to the burn and actually start firing at the Skiltron here. The other option would be to begin to, you know, get the King's troops into the play now. But on the other hand, there will be a traffic jam here if they are going before these guys move up a bit. So I will actually try to activate the brave Bishop of Durham. So 0 to 4 for activating him, and he misses his activation. So the Scots go again. Okay, so what to do with the Scots then? I could I could get some good charges coming in here again. I mean, one, two, three, or 3, 4. I could get some flank charges here on the English archers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should, yeah. Interesting. I could charge the flanks of the archers, and I can actually engage the other archers with my 2 archers. That would be a very aggressive play by the Scottish, and maybe also this is a forlorn hope then that they will get bogged down by these English. Maybe surround them next turn then, but I could actually, with a bit of luck, harm him really hard here. Should I do that? I think I should. Let's start with the archers though. So I want to engage these guys that are over the burn. So it's, oh sorry, it starts there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll actually move adjacent to him, so I get a nice modifier there. And the second one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there. And before I do that, I fire with that guy. Always forget. So we got the +3 modifier this turn. So that's a 6. We disorder these guys, but I think he will fire back now anyway, but in disordered state. Let's have a quick check. Return fire, here we go. When fired at by enemy missile unit, if the latter is within range, okay, I fire before actually the disordered effect. Well, that's good for him. may not fire through the rear hex, but that's frontal hex. So this is actually fire with the same modifier, +3. They are just exchanging arrows there. Or actually, wait a minute. I did a blunder here now, right? I mean, when this guy moved here, he would actually already react because this guy is moving into his zone of control. Okay, I think I keep the result. No, let's do it again. Sorry guys. I'm learning the rules here, so I'm missing a lot of stuff. I don't want to walk into his zone of control, so I walk here, and let's put that guy back who moved secondly. So this guy moves first here, right? And fires 2 hexes away against that guy in the flank. Or maybe actually fire at that guy. I can get 2 fires at them, and with a bit of luck I eliminate him. Okay, so I have, instead of +2, I have +1 for a 2 hex range. Okay, let's roll this again. So it's a 4, goes to 5, so I anyway disorder it. Okay, so these guys are now disordered. But before the disorder takes effect, it fires back with a +1. That's an 8, go to a 9, but you cannot get any worse than disorder at this case, so these guys are also disordered. But now it's the second one. 1, 2, 3, 4, he moves here. He also fires at the poor disordered guy there with a +1. That goes to a 5. We disorder him no, sorry, we need to check the other column, of course. So he's actually retired now, but before we retire him, he fires back, but he is now disordered, so that evens out the range modifier, so it's just plain roll, and that's an 8, so we actually disorder the second Scottish archer here. Okay, and by that we now retire this guy, who will move to the banner, and we put this retired marker on that guy. Okay, now I think we got it correctly. So that was really some heavy exchange of arrows there. Maybe a bit too optimistic by the Scottish player, but anyway, they will get heavily hit next activation, that's for sure. I think, I mean, now there will be some out of command effects perhaps. No, he's kind of a good command rating here, so he will actually get all the archers in command. Okay, so now for the cavalry. Should I charge him? I think I should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can charge that guy from the front. I'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are facing towards the English. And let's put the charge reminder there. And then we have the other guy. We could charge in the other archer's flank there, right? I think I'll take my chances for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. Yes. I was also thinking, if you get charged, can you do a facing change? think it's only mounted troops who can do that for a counter charge. Okay, we mark him too with a charge marker. There it is, like that, and we check what happens here. I mean, we have actually 3 archers here. But the English are a bit out of range. We could reach this guy, right? But by placing a unit here. But I don't think it's... I think I'd rather place myself to be defending my skiltron there. Yeah. Question is, where should I position myself? Because these guys will just move up and start firing, right? I don't want to see that happen, so... One, two, three, four. Let's put them here. Or maybe here so they can retreat if needed. So they actually march up to the burn, ready to meet the English. Like that. So there's no fire, so we go to the shock phase and do the charge movement. These guys move there, these guys move there, but now they're doing the same thing as the English did. I mean, these guys will reaction fire now. I keep forgetting these things, it's crazy. Okay, so that's the price you pay for doing these charges against missile units. Anyway, let's do it. I did a blunder with the English. It's not more than right I do the same thing with the Scottish. So, this guy fires. And we actually have a leader here also. And that's a +2 on the die roll. We got an 8. So, the Scots actually get unhorsed. And then I have not punched out the Scots unhorsed. I need to do that. Back in a moment. Okay, so here's the unhorsed Scots men-at-arms. And since we got the modified roll above 9, you know, remember we had +2 on this die roll, we need to check the leader loss check for James. An 8 or 9, he's a casualty. No, he survives. So, and also, one thing I did forget in the last video, these guys should actually be disordered as well. Let's not forget it. This time, I still think it needs to attack. I need to check that up actually. Maybe he doesn't. Yeah, let's check that in... Or actually I need to do that now, right? Let's see if we find anything. If a charging unit disordered, but this guy is unhorsed actually. Maybe we should check the combat effect of unhorsed. Here we go. No, doesn't say here. I wonder. Doesn't really say. But technically this is not a charge anymore. So this would be a plain shock combat, and that's voluntarily. So let's see what the odds is if I would do the attack. I mean, I get +1 for that, and I think I get, it's an unhorsed man-at-arms against bow infantry, it's +1, but attacker is disordered is -2, so it's a 0. On the other hand, next time the English is activated, they will shoot me to pieces there, so maybe I should actually take the chance to attack. That would be a shock combat against a normal unit, right? So yeah, there's let's do it. I mean, I will get shot to pieces anyway next turn. Here goes. Brave attack. Why am I rolling so bad? Okay, next turn. Okay, 3. That's actually an attacker disordered, but since he's already disordered, I think it's fine. Need to try to find the die here. Yep, there it is. Sorry about that. And since he now got this a disordered result, though, I think we might need to do another leader check roll. Shock. Disordered, retired, or eliminated result. Yes, so we need to do another leader check here, and now it was we roll a die subtracting the activation rating, which is 4. So we got a 1, he's fine. So here we go. Nothing really happened there then. Then we have these guys, and I think they can fire through their flank. A lot of checking here. Reaction fire. Frontal hexes. Okay, so reaction fire is only frontal hexes, the zone of control. Okay, so these guys actually don't fire then. He just receives the charge in the flank. So, what do we have there? We have a +1 for the shock rating, and no strength advantage. We got the flank, so it's +2. We have a 3 now. No leader with us. Weapon systems, we have mounted men-at-arms against archers, so it's +3 more, it's 6. And then we also got the charge bonus of 1, so it's a +7. Which gives us a +8 result, which means defender disordered and retreat 1 hex. Attacker continues to attack. This means we disorder this guy, move him here, and actually this guy continues to shock, and now he needs to battle both these units. Yes, but it's no more a charge. So we check them one at a time. Let's start with the weaker one. And I wonder if this also is like happening in the same time. When do we apply the results of the combat? Is it at the end of both or one at a time? I need to check the rules really quick for that. Okay, so this is actually considered to be happening at the same time. So the results of the two battles are applied after both rolls actually. So let's start with this against this guy. We have now a +2 because this is disordered. Now we actually have a -1 of the strength advantage because now the English are an advantage. So it's goes down to +1. No more flank. We are attacking to the front now. And we had these +3 from here, so it's 4 now. And that's it. So we have a +4 on our roll. That for sure will eliminate this guy, right? So now it's disordered. It's shock combat. Defender eliminated and continue attack. So this guy will actually move here and attack again. So he will... No, he cannot do that, I think. Because... very well, let's take the other one first. Okay, so for this one we have +1, but they are still 2 here because this is happening at the same time. So we have the strength advantage still for the English. That goes down to 0 again. We had the +3 for the weapon system. And that's it. So we have a +3. No, we have a flank attack as well. So we have a +5. It's a 9. Disorder and retreat 1 hex. So actually, okay, these guys get eliminated. It's 2 more on the flight track. Then this guy, this retreats and gets disorder, so it goes there, I guess. Probably keeping his facing. I would rather face him against that guy. And this will move in and shock again. Now it has a -1 because it's a second continued attack there. Yeah, about the retreats and one hex. I wonder if he may do doesn't say. So I guess he's keeping his facing then. And yeah, we got another attack coming. So now it's +2 from here, +3 from the weapon matrix, so it's 5. We have a flank, so it's +7, but -1 for the second continuation, so it's +6, which should be enough to kill those. Yes, it is. So let's see, 6 + 6 is 12. Shock combat disorder. So we have another continue. This is a. Now it needs actually to. First of all, we eliminate this guy. 2 more flight points to the English. And now it's the third continuation for these guys. And now they're facing a pike in the front. So now it will not be that easy anymore. I think. Oh man, this is a real roller. So, what do we have here? Defender's shock is now -2. This is a good pike unit. No strength differences. It's a front attack. Let's see the weapon systems. We have mounted men-at-arms against pike infantry. That's a 0. So we're still at -2. And that's it. No, then we have another -2 because this is the third continuation, right? We had the -1, so now it's -2. Yeah, so it's -4. Oh my, now it's getting a bit harder for the attack. So he goes down to a 0 actually. It's a shock combat against a normal and 0 or less, attacker disordered and need to retreat 1 hex. So these guys gets disordered and needs to retreat 1 hex away from the pike. So they go in there, and that's the end of it. So it bounces against these pikes here, and when they are turning away, they got disordered in that process. Okay, but a good charge against the English longbows there. Yeah, bit better than what happened here, the frontal assault. So I think that ends the Scottish activation. Honestly, I was thinking they would be pretty toothless in this scenario, but maybe I'm playing the English really crazy, but they can really inflict damage here if they want to, if they're playing really aggressive, and if the English are a bit careless with their advances. I was. So we are actually getting another English activation coming up now. Okay, it has been a rough day for the English Knights and the Welsh Archers so far, but I think now it's payback time. So we will activate late Lincoln's battle again. I was thinking maybe he could actually activate the Earl of Surrey's battle and charge him here, but I think I'll gain a better effect activating the infantry now, because I think I can attack all the Scottish aggressors here. So I'll actually start with these guys, so they will fire against the dismounted knights here. I'm 1 hex away, so I get the +2. I think there's no other modifiers. Nope. That's a 9. And it's on foot and disordered, so it's actually eliminated. Yep. And now we check what happens with the leader. He's fine. So James will now actually, I don't know, I mean he is technically the cavalry boss, so I think he would go here to the other men-at-arms there. Let's put him here. Okay, so the Scots lose one of these. That means they go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And this pike will move 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do attack there. We have more pikemen here. I think the leader... it doesn't really matter now, because these replacement leaders don't yield any victory or flight points if they are lost again, so you can go with these. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. And we also get an attack against these guys. 1, 2, 3, maybe a 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it's better to do a flank attack here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And these guys just two, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. Yep. So short combat. We have one here, pikes against... Oh, wait a minute. They will reaction fire here. Let's do that first. These guys fires first against these guys who enter this hex. They are disordered, but 1 hex away, so it's +2 for the longbow. But they're disordered, so they got -1 for that, so it's +1. That's only a 3, so it's a no effect actually. The second guy is this, who also enters there. Actually 2 units frontal, so here comes the first fire. That's a bad roll, so it's a no effect again. But we have one more archer who can fire, and he rolled a 4, it's modified to a 5. So he actually disorders these guys. Okay. So this unit is disordered, and I don't think they can... He could do a counter charge there, could he? But can a disordered unit do that? No, disordered mounted units may not charge. They may shock but not charge. So I think that goes for counter charging as well. Let's see what this says. Counter charge. Disordered mounted men-at-arms or mounted that began their activation in the zone of control of another enemy unit and are still in that zone may not attempt to countercharge. Does this mean they can countercharge? I need to read this rule through. I'll be back. Actually, I think this guy can countercharge when he's shock attacked. Or at least he may try. We need to roll a die. we subtract any charge or you know, this shock combat modifier, but now it's disordered, so it's 0, so there's nothing to subtract. And I think it was 0 to 4. It's a successful countercharge. No, he doesn't manage to launch a countercharge there, so it's a plain shock attack here. Yeah, let's see what we have. First of all, we still have the 0 for shock die roll modifier. We have a strength advantage as the English, it's +1. We have one. Okay, I think we need to say which one to start with. Let's start with this guy then, the flank attack guy. So we get 2 for the flank, so it's 3 now. Weapon systems, it's pike infantry versus mounted men at arms, so they actually got -1. We had 3, so it's +2, and that's it. So that guy gets +2. That's a bad roll, so it's a modified to a 3 shock combat, and it actually disorders the attacker. So these guys will actually get disordered. And for the next guy here, it's the same modifiers, but we don't have a flank this time, so it's only +1. Another really bad roll here for the English, so it's a 3. Well, wait a minute, I checked the wrong. I should check this one because it was no result, right? Because I need to check the disordered column. And this is a 3, so it's also no result. So nothing happened here. These guys fend off the pikemen here really bravely. Yes. And now we have these attacks coming. So that guy will shock attack those, and that guy will shock attack that guy. Let's start with the unit in good order. So we have first of all a +2 for the shock die roll modifier. There's no strength advantage here. I think the only thing is the pike versus bow. Okay, it's 2 more actually. So we have a +4. Okay, this should do it. It's disordered, and it's a defender eliminated, and continue attack actually. So we need to actually mark these guys with a shock. He will go there. Maybe he can do a phasing change, not sure. Scott's flight level goes up with 2. And we have the second attack here. It's +2, which is evened out by the attacker is disordered, right? So we got this +2 from the pike against bow infantry anyway, so it's a +2 attack. Oh, that's a good roll again. So eliminated and continue attack, but there's no more targets here now. So we remove that guy, 2 more flight points, and here we are. Okay. Okay, so the archer threat is now at last eliminated here. We still have got these men-at-arms struggling here and fighting and fending off loads of pikemen. Yeah, so who to try to activate next then? These guys have 3 archers here waiting. That's kind of hard. And they will be difficult to close combat as well, because they are behind that burn. So I think I'll try with the king and get his archers into play as well. So it's 5 or less to act. Yeah, it was a successful activation there. So let's start with moving these men-at-arms away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can just move to the flank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. And get him out of the way for the infantry. The Hobilars, they have 7 in movement actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can also get away. Okay. Then we have the reinforcements coming. King's men. And we also got these Hobilar with them. And here's actually 5 archers coming. That's a load. So when those are in play, we can engage the Scots better. So 5 in movement for the archers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that, and then we have the crossbow. He only moves 4 actually. Wow. 2, 3, 4. You can go there. 4. Okay, all the guys will not enter play this turn actually, so we don't yet put the banner in play. Just got these guys, I think. Yeah. Okay. That's it for those guys. And now I will actually try to activate. Maybe I should go with. No, let's try again with Lincoln, but now it's -1 because it's second continuation, so it's only 0 to 2, so it's not that big of a chance to get an activation here. No, so it's the Scots' turn again actually. Okay, so for the Scots activation, I don't think there would be much happening. Might want to change facing. No. Let's keep those guys here. Could move there to have a bit of flank protection there. Yeah, maybe we should do that. Just move these guys here. On the other hand, yeah, we could change facing on that guy then. Slightly better defensive position there with some terrain bonus if they would be shocked. So that's it for those guys. Now, for James' disordered cavalry here, I think we want to get away now, right? They are about to get eliminated here, so I want to get far away from these archers and also keep the distance from these pikes now. So I think I'll move out to the flank as long as I can. It's only 5 movement points now since it's disordered. One. How about these moving out of... Oh, wait a minute. These guys don't have zone of control, right? It's just archers and mountain troops. Quick check again. Yeah, so there's no zone of control here. They can move freely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'll go here, and I keep the facing against the English, because they could attack still, right, over the burn here. So I want to have 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Maybe even better to do it, put the facing like this, because this guy could actually move here and attack. Yeah. Okay. That's okay. So I think that's it. Not much happening here now. So I think I'll upload this video now. You've seen some action. Another successful initial attacks from the Scots here. Really good charges here. Not a good charge there against the frontal hex of missile unit, so we unhorsed those guys and those got eliminated later on. But that knight unit here was really effective. I mean, killed 2 archers here, so before it bounced against the pike unit. But then the English were able to retaliate, eliminate the Scottish archers, 1 of the men-at-arms, so 1 left. So now they can start harassing these guildrons. I think they will also eventually get some more reinforcements to get more power in. The king's troops must enter first, then we can bring in the Earl of Surrey's troops, which will bring some more archers here to fire up some gaps in the guildrons. So this, I think, is the beginning of the end at this flank. Here we still have some more resistance to handle, but we now have the king's troops coming, so the bishop's troops are really just waiting here to get the backup of the archers, so they can get the big archer superiority here, so they can begin the missile duel, so to speak, right? So they will probably exchange some arrows there, and the English should win that fight if they don't roll really bad. And when that's done, they can move on to finish off the guildrons. But it's always these dice rolls in between your plan and success, so let's see what happens. Thank you for watching part 2. I hope you come back for part 3, where we might see the start of the attrition of these guildrons, perhaps. Okay, bye for now.